Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's cash out video. Being it is now the third week in January, and as we all know, the earnings in January for just about everything really slows down. It has been no different, although I have noticed certain apps are still doing fairly well. Others have kind of faded off. The biggest thing for me right now has been that Perk word search is not seeing any sort of ads whatsoever. I'm having next to no earnings from it. It just stays on a black screen. But that's pretty consistent with Perk, unfortunately. They seem like they work for a little bit, and then they don't, and then they get them fixed again, and they work for a while, and then don't. So I think it's something on their end. It's not necessarily on mine. The only app that I do have running for Perk earnings this week is I have 4 Vigil phones running, and we'll take a look here to see exactly what was earned from Perk. From Perk itself, we have $7.15. So 4 phones on Vigil this week have netted me $7.15. I don't cash out Perk until $25 to get the best turnover rate. You basically save 75 cents. So that is that's the deal there. That's not too bad, I would guess, considering 4 phones. Everything else has been switched over to different U apps. If I do not have a pay the download app available to me right now, I only have 2 up and running. Everything else does not have anything available. I have noticed that I check in to all your AppLike apps at least once a day, if not twice, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, because I have noticed that they have had apps just pop up for, randomly in the middle of the day. You can get it running. That gets you through a 24-hour period. And as we look at my earnings for this week, you're going to see that is the big earner for me. We're going to talk about pending payments, Cash Magnet. People are saying they take 8 weeks to cash out. I'll tell you what, 8 weeks is generous. I think it's closer to 3 to 4 months to receive your cash out. I received a cash out from them back in December, and that one was from back in August. So it is quite a long time, and I'm still sitting right now with a $10 payout. I have $10 almost back on my Cash Magnet. It seems to be like a revolving door with them. I just keep submitting them through because they do eventually pay. I just don't ever rely on them showing up. I'm running that on the tablet. Then I also have it on one of the other phones up there if I don't have anything pay the download. Because the U apps have not been paying real well, unfortunately. And they're not really paying on time again. This is the second cash out in a row, another $4 cash out. Now that's not too bad, except for when you look at it. I'm running, as we count now, I have on the 6 phones on the top board, and I have another 5 phones on the bottom board running it, and I still can't manage to pull over about $4. So I'm really staying with the pay the download, the AppLike family of apps. There right now is what's getting me through the slow time. I have no doubt that advertising will pick back up, and Yoolotto will be a better option as far as their series of apps themselves. I have noticed that UTV is running much better. It's not freezing on me. For the most part, it is doing fairly well. But right now, the big earner as far as the phones are going are the AppLike apps, and Vigil, of course, just does its thing. I've found no problem running 4 phones. I know there's some people out there that are running 14 or more phones on a single account and not having any problems with it. I'm not going to advise doing that. Make sure that you read the terms of service and see exactly what they say. And they do change from time to time. So, app developers change how they want their apps to work. So just keep an eye on stuff like that. But I found 4 phones works just fine. And I haven't had any problems. $7.15 this week. Now, we're going to get into what actually hit the account. And we're going to start off here on the 16th with Play Companion. That used to be Play Buddy. That's how they cash out to. I actually still have the Play Buddy app on my on one of my devices, and it's still working fine. I had $5 cash out to Amazon there. Panel app, really passive app. Not you don't really do anything. I check in on it like once a week, maybe twice a week. But they did just double the amount it takes to pay out, and now it used to be half of what it is now. So your earnings are going to slow down. It was never a big earner for me anyway. It's just a super passive app that you really don't have to do anything. I leave them on some of the phones, and when they're ready to cash out, I just cash them out. We dropped down here to Friday, where we had an App Flame cash out for $5 and an App Station cash out for $5. And finally, just this morning when I woke up and looked, I had my AppLike cash out come in. So we're going to take a look at overall what we did this week. So as you can see, the AppLike family of apps has had 4 cash outs this week. I will have one, another one that I'm actually about to cash out. I was only like literally a few points off. So I'm just going to wait for a couple coins to come in, and I'll have another $5 one, I know, right at the beginning of the week for next week. I do cash out with them at the $5 interval. You can, if you are getting good apps, you can wait a little better for return. But right now, if you're going to wait, you could wait a couple weeks or a couple months and get a better return out to that $20 cash out. But for right now, I find that the $5 payments are working just fine for AppLike. We see $21 this week. That is, if we look back to last week, nowhere near as much. We had that big $25 perk cash out. That definitely helps. Like I said, I do wait to do that, but overall, it was it would have been $25. Once again, pretty much all with the only Yoolotto in there, all the pay the download apps. So I know a lot of people don't like to do them for whatever reason. I think it is definitely a solid way to boost your earnings in your phone farm. I mean, there is a good number of them. Not all of them work the same way, so just kind of know that. And there are some other ones that allow you to cash out to other options as well. I'm going to be talking about a few of those other pay the download apps, because really, at this point, that's going to be the best thing other than surveys. Now, surveys are definitely an option. I don't like to do a whole lot of them. I do do Volcano. I think that's a good one. I think it's easy to run on my computer as I'm doing other stuff. So it can run in the background, and it does fine. But that's just a matter of watching some videos. If you're interested in that, I do have a full review on that. That has paid out fairly well. You do need to be in the United States to earn from that. So, not to draw this video out much longer, it is $21 this week. Not too bad. If we could get some of these pending ones coming in, that would be great. You know, with $14 sitting out there, and then still $7.15 in perk, there is money still sitting around that could be cashed out. But I really would like Cash Magnet to improve their app, to make it a little better, because, you know, I want to run it on more devices. If they could do it even in a 2-week, you know, a 2-week payout, that'd be great. I could run it on 4 devices, no problem. And I do find that they are, I mean, it's a great app. It works really well. The company itself just does not pay out in a timely manner whatsoever. So for me, it's going to be another week of running Vigil. I'm going to keep running the 4 phones. I'm not going to press it to 5 or anything more than that. I'm going to stick with the UTV, On-the-Go TV, and UWatch. It's hit or miss depending on what one it is. UTV is running a little better for me, so I may move some more over to just UTV itself. As always, I go through and I check to make sure any of the AppLike apps that I have available to download something. If there's something to download, I download it. I know I have a lot of people that have referred through there. I get a lot of earnings from referrals, but I also, like I said, I like to try and keep my end of the deal up, where if there's an app to be downloaded, I make sure I'm running that app. I know that means that phone is on that app for 24 hours. It's not being used for anything else, but that is right now definitely one of my better earners, especially in the slower months where they always have some sort of apps normally popping up, at least on 2 or 3 of the different apps out of the 8 really that they have that run the same way. If you can get 2 or 3 running, it can make that little bit of difference for you in your earnings throughout the week. But that's about it. On Tuesday, I'm going to have it. It is another add-on to the fish tank. You can see the light hanging up there. And what is going to really base this into the channel is you need to download an app to work that light. It does have Wi-Fi. It is all controlled through the app itself. And I'm going to do a review and talk to you a little bit about how that was set up. I did have to turn that pump off. That pump is super loud. And I'll talk about that in the office tank view, talking about the app for the light that I have for it, and we're going to actually get it started up. You're going to see what it looks like. We're going to see how we can program in some schedules for it, but that's going to be on Tuesday. I hope to be back with you Wednesday. Maybe do a live stream that we can do some gaming. I've been doing RuneScape for a while. I've been putting some hours in, chopping down a whole lot of trees, mining a lot of ore. It is a grindy game, but might do a live stream where we can just do some random talk and play some games. If there's something else, you know, I have a few games on that laptop. Nothing, unfortunately, really, they were kind of all available to run on my other laptop that, unfortunately, got a little old, got a little tired, and decided to melt itself down, literally, as we saw when we opened up the laptop. I thank you all for watching. I'm not going to hold you up anymore today. Enjoy the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it. Let me know in the comments how your earnings have been, whether you've had good earnings in different places, whether you're using the same apps I'm using, whether you're using some different ones, because that is really what these weekly cash out ones are about, so that you can see what my earnings are, what I'm doing to get those earnings, and also that's also why I make sure I go in and I check out everybody that posts what their earnings are. I like to see what they're doing, what apps they're running, because you never know what will work in different places. Not everybody's from the same area. I can only tell you what I'm currently doing and how well it's working. If you've seen something that works better, I'd love to hear about it. Also, if you're seeing different experiences with any of the apps that I've talked about, whether it be any of the Yoolotto apps, whether it be any of the Perk apps, the AppLike apps, any of those types, if you've seen any different earnings for any reason, let me know, because maybe it's something I went through and I updated all the phones just the other day. There were a few updates from Yoolotto on all their apps, so UTV and all that. I did update them all. It really hasn't made a bit of difference as far as that. Vigo is still just the only one that is really there to make any money. So I thank you all for watching. Everybody, if you like what I do here on the channel, please subscribe. Our subscriber numbers are growing very well. We are over 3,200 subscribers. Thank you all so much for joining me here and seeing exactly as we move through some of the different things that I like to do to spend time. I like that I'm doing the fish tank build on the channel because it's something different. It doesn't always have to be about phone farming. It can be about other forms of technology, and I really just enjoy doing it. What all ties it in is everything for that fish tank, like I said, is being bought through the phone farm, because it doesn't have to come out of mine or my wife's paycheck in order to pay for it. It is that little bit of extra that makes, you know, the little things in life that much better that you can do. Without the phone farm, that opportunity would put much more strain on the finances, and with this running, it doesn't put on any at all. So I thank you all, and as always, have a great day.